So I have had several people ask me, how do I plan for an upcoming year? How do I set goals for my business? How do I decide which goals need to take priority? How do I determine whether or not a goal is a good goal for my business for the coming year? And all kinds of questions that I'm going to be answering inside of this video. Now, season 3 of the Rebranded Teacher podcast does not actually launch until Monday, January 2nd. We will be right back here as usual. This is kind of a bonus episode because I wanted to give you guys a few things. The first thing that I wanted to give you is this goal setting sheet that I'll be sharing with you today. It's the goal setting sheet that I use when I am planning for my business in the new year. But I also wanted to tell you about an upcoming free workshop that I'm going to be hosting inside of the free Rebranded Teacher Facebook community on Sunday, January 1st at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want the details on that, stick around to the end of the video because this brand new workshop is all about how to grow your TPT business in just 5 hours a week. All right, so stick around to the end of the video for the details on that. It's absolutely free. But let's talk about goal setting in 2023, setting goals in the new year, how I do that in a very simple way that you can do it too. So this goal setting sheet that you see on the screen, so I have a goal setting sheet. I have had the same goal setting sheet since 2020. The very first workshop I actually ever did for TPT sellers was with this sheet right here. It looked a little bit different at the time. It was in a Google Doc, but it was the same exact premise. And I shared it with my free Facebook group, which just had a few hundred people in it at the time. And we did a New Year's party and we kind of rang in the new year and talked about goal setting. And I've done that for the past several years. And this is actually the first year that I'm not going to be doing that inside of the group because we're going to be doing the free challenge. And so I wanted to go ahead and share it here so that you guys can have it. I have found this to be incredibly helpful for my business. It's just a one-page document. You can find this inside of the free Rebranded Teacher Facebook group. It's inside of the file section and you'll find it right there. So this one-page goal setting sheet, you don't even need the template that I have laid out for you. You could simply get out a blank piece of paper or a piece of notebook paper and you could do the exact same thing yourself. This is not fancy. It's fancy. This is not complicated. This is a very simple, attainable, but powerful way to set goals for your business. And that is the very first thing that I always do is I start with my word. So I come up with a word for the year. The very first time I think I did this, my word was, or maybe it was the second year I did it, my word was diversify. I wanted to diversify my business. And so I worked on adding different revenue streams and things like that in that year. I believe that was 2021. Since then, I've had a few other words, but this year my word is automation. When I'm looking at the year ahead, I start to think about what do I want my business to look like when I get to the end of the year? What is working for me? What am I doing well? And then what's not working for me? What am I kind of lacking in? And for me, when I look back on this year, I realize that I'm lacking in automation. I am heavily involved in absolutely every single aspect of my businesses, and it's incredibly time consuming. And so when I'm looking forward into 2023, automation is my word because I want things to kind of function on autopilot and be able to work in my absence. Now, your word may not be automation. Your word or your phrase may be product creation. Your word or phrase may be done is better than perfect. Your word or your phrase for the year may be something like diversify, or it may be something like growth. Or maybe you want your 2023 to look like just being steady inside of your business and showing up faithfully to do the things, to do the tasks that you can do. And so everybody's word is going to look different, but I'm giving you guys this not because I think that automation is going to be a word for a lot of people or a word that a lot of people are going to use or something that most people are necessarily going to want to be looking at in their business for the coming year. But the reason that I'm sharing my word with you is because I want to kind of walk you through this process and what this looks like. Then I write my sentence, and this sentence is kind of like my mission statement for the year. I will blank in order to blank. I will accomplish this task, or I will fulfill this job, or I will do this one thing here in order to accomplish this desired results. This is the work that I'm going to do, in order to achieve these desired results. So in my business, it's I will set up systems and automations in all areas of my business in order to improve day-to-day operations and free up more of my time to focus on serving my people. So that is my big mission statement for 2023 and the reason behind why I'm wanting to implement more automations and more systems inside of my business. And then the next step is to just make a big brain dump. You could probably do this right away. And I think this is what a lot of people do. In fact, this is what I always did prior to creating this goal sheet for myself, is I would write out this giant list of all of these things that I wanted to accomplish inside of my business this year. But a lot of the time, there were many items on that list that didn't really serve the end goal that I had for my business for the entire year. It was just a lot of things that I wanted to do. It was just a lot of stuff. And all of the goals were good. All of the things that I wanted to accomplish were good, but not all of them were working towards my greater goal for the year or the thing that I really wanted to accomplish for the year. And so I do a massive brain dump. And if you're looking at the sheet, this is step one. You do a massive brain dump. And in this phase, you don't even think about whether or not this fits in with your big picture goal. You just write it all down. And then once you've gotten all of them written down, then you go through, maybe go step away, get a drink of water, come back, and you take a look at it and you ask yourself, does this goal serve me or serve my greater goal? Will this smaller goal, this one thing that I would like to accomplish this year, will this actually help me will this help me achieve my mission statement? Is it in line with my mission statement? Will it help me to achieve my big overarching goal for the year? Okay, so for example, I'm just going to read off some of my goals to you. Launch a group coaching program, serve X number of people in RTA, that's redacted, master Facebook ads, launch an email marketing course in RTA, hire an assistant to help manage products, double the size of my email list, take 1 week off of work each month. And I have to step back and I have to take a look at those goals and ask myself, does each one of these goals, I go one by one, does this goal of launching a group coaching program, does this serve my overall goal for the year? Is this in line with my mission statement? Well, my mission statement is to set up systems and automations in all areas of my business. And so if I stop right there, then no, it doesn't, right? But if I look at my overall mission statement, in order to improve day-to-day operations and free up more of my time so I can focus on serving my people, does this fall in line with my mission statement? Absolutely, because this is in line with serving my people. And then I take a look at this next one, which is serve X number of people in RTA. And I have to look at this and I have to say, this does not fall in line with my mission statement. Because my mission statement is all about setting up systems and operations inside of my business to serve the people that I have, to serve my people. And while, yes, it's great to have goals for growth, setting up automations when you're doing all of that inside of your business, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to see immediate growth. A lot of times what it means is growing pains. It means that you're backing off of your traditional methods to replace it with something else. And I mention this not because I feel like that in particular is going to be relevant to everybody listening, but I mention this because there are goals that you can have that really feel like a good goal to have, but it may not even be reasonable to place that burden on yourself, especially when we're talking about numbers goals that have to do with meeting certain numbers, hitting certain revenue goals and things like that. A lot of times those goals are really fun to set, and I'll probably, put a little secondary goal of like, hey, this would be a fun number just for fun. I might throw a number out there just for fun. But as far as making it a priority for 2023 and putting it on my official list of goals and things that I want to accomplish for the year, that one's going to come off. And so I would simply put an X next to that goal. That goal comes off the list. And I go down and I do this for every single one. Master Facebook ads. Absolutely. That's in line. And this is really perfect when you're looking at your learning goals for the year. And this is why it's really important to set up those learning goals. What is it that I want to learn? And is what I want to learn, is that in line with my overall goal? And this goal sheet, once you get it all filled out and you're totally done with it, then what I would do is I would take that and I would set it in the front of your planner so that every time you go to open your planner, every time you go to work, or anytime you start to get distracted and there's like shiny object syndrome and you see a new free workshop, or you see a course that's on major discount or on major sale or a membership or something like that, you can look at those things and you can ask yourself, will this actually help me reach my overall goal for the coming year, and is it in line with my mission statement? All right, so you can grab this free sheet that I've been talking about, this goal setting sheet. You can grab this inside of the free Rebranded Teacher Facebook group, and you'll find the link to that down below. I want to tell you now, let's talk about this new free workshop that launches on Sunday. If you cannot make it on Sunday, that's okay. There will be replays available. And so go ahead and sign up now so that you can get the replay sent to you when it happens. Or if you've missed it, that's okay. Go ahead. You can sign up through the same link that's down inside of the description. If it's already happened, it'll be sent to you automatically and you'll be able to watch the replay and get the workbook. So I polled the members of our Facebook community and I asked you guys to fill in the blank. I said, if I could learn how to do blank, then I feel like I could meet my business goals. I feel like I could really grow and my business would really take off. And I would say probably 75%, 50 to 75% of the answers all had something to do with time and time management, and really making the most of the little bit of time that you have, or wishing that you had more time. And so I sat down because, as most of you guys know, when I was growing my TPT business, when I got to the point where I was out earning my teaching salary, I was still inside of the classroom and I was working about 10 hours a week, sometimes less. Sometimes I wasn't working at all and sometimes I was working a little bit more, but it averaged out to be about 10 hours a week. And so I sat down and I asked myself, what were the things that I was really focusing on during that time? And I pared them down. And this workshop is called the 5-Hour Teacher Author. This is all about growing your business in 5 hours a week. Am I telling you that in 5 hours a week, you can get from $0 a month to, out earning your teaching salary in a year? That is absolutely not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not possible, though. It is. But what I'm telling you is that you can make progress in your TPT business and you can achieve incredible results in just 5 hours a week if you're focusing on the right things. And so this workshop breaks it down into chunks of time and what you should be focusing on during those chunks of time, but in a way that is very customizable so that you can sit down at the beginning of every single week and check off the boxes and say, this is what I'm going to be working on during this hour. And in just 5 hours a week, you can see and experience growth inside of your TPT business. If you are interested in attending that workshop, again, absolutely free. You'll find the link to that down inside of the description. I would love to see you there. But I'm also going to see you right here on Monday for the very first video of 2023. And I cannot wait to share it with you guys. All right, I will see you in the next video.